come all together, not only workflow.
Definitely. I get your point. This is also important.
The UX,
This is also
integration,
important. Then there is
the data, the source, these are all important.
This is probably also one of the very important factors for our customer. Because if our services burn a hole in their pocket, they will not be happy, right? However good the workflow is. So yeah, the whole
your workflow is service.
Yeah, so the whole business model.
Efficient, it's short turnaround.
It should make sense.
Yeah, the short turnaround, and then it's a service. Have customers happy with the cost and with the service. But what I'm pointing at is what about the people working at the bank? What about your, as I said, what about your employees who works? Are they also having fun?
Yeah, that's a good point, and we are not ready yet. So we'll
management.
Yeah.
we'll go into it. Now let's come to the one page business page, and let's have a volunteer. Did you have a chance to go through all the? I think the copy is probably some of the lines are not there. So are you able to see? Now this is the page. This will be right at the end. Are you able to see the 10 elements here, the 10 blocks? Did you have a chance to quickly read?
Some of the blocks were on.
Yeah, I think the photocopying machine, the ink is kind of, the library, the ink is not there. So I think
The number,
traction, transition, and growth. Traction, transition, and growth. It means how you will scale the business.
We didn't have that.
Okay. So how about a volunteer? Now I think many of you have businesses, right? All of you have thought about, well, some of you have businesses and some of you are thinking about businesses. So let's have a volunteer, and together we will write a pitch for his or her business. Okay. We'll do it together.
What is that called?
Okay, we'll do one thing. Let's go over this 10 elements very quickly. Okay. Now here is the overview. What's your story? What we have been talking about all the time, right? And here, now the first element here, this is the opportunity. What's the opportunity? Then this is the problem. What problem are you trying to solve? And the solution. What is your aha moment? Then you're talking of growth. How are you going to scale your business? Then we're talking of the market. What does a typical customer look like? What's her journey? What's her experience journey?
Could you read the small or enlarge the screen, please? Could you enlarge it?
Enlarge it. Hey Brian, how do you enlarge it?
Because I am copying the questions. That's all.
Traction,
I think we
transition, and growth is the head.
And then
And then how do you get a grip? How do you get a grip?
How do you get a grip?
Grip.
GR.
How do you take off?
get a
Grip.
Well, I'm very sorry about the quality of the copy. What I'll do is, I will email you. Or
Thank you.
We'll make it available online. Either whichever makes sense for you. Like if you give me your email, I will email it to you, or we'll have it online so that you can download it.
How do you take off?
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so any questions on that? We have 10 blocks. Now these are the building blocks of your business. I think it makes a lot more sense to your questions now, right? Because the whole business has to fit together, right? We are not just focusing on our things, okay? So it makes sense, right? Maybe valuation and funding, you probably don't worry about too much. You should definitely do valuation and funding, but when you're meeting with investors and when they agree to fund your business, they will pretty much give you their own term sheet. And it will blow your mind. It's going to be completely different from what you make. But you should know, that negotiation stage is very challenging, and you will be doing a lot of back and forth negotiation to, how you value the business and how much you should receive and what kind of equity you might be wanting to give. So that's
Are you discussing that too?
no, probably not. But I just wanted to let you know because in this, it's going to be not easy to do it today. That's why I brought it up.
But there will be some training about it.
Well, if you want by demand, if you want it, we can have a session.
Yeah. Because the technical terms
There's
for
a lot.
dealing with investors, we need to know. And for me myself, yeah, it would help.
Okay.
So this valuation funding, valuation will be showing your business plan or
The money.
it's through discussion with the investors.
Well, you will have, like before you meet with the investor, you will have some general sense of what the value of your business is. And you will do it, there are many ways of doing it. One simple way is benchmarking. But benchmarking can be tricky, but it's the easiest way. In the sense, you will look at another business
Similar to yours.
similar to yours and you will see how much they're valued at.
Yeah.
But the challenging thing is you might get, you will, if you overvalue your business, you will give away a lot more equity. You don't want to do that. So know your business but undervalue your business. That's a very simple trick I can tell you.
Undervalue. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not? Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to repeat if I heard you clearly.
Yeah, if my business is valued at $100 and I'm going to the investor to get some equity for my business, maybe I might value it at $10.
Oh,
So that way I won't give away too much equity, right? It makes sense, right?
okay. Makes sense. Yeah, you still have 90%. You're giving only 10%.
Yeah. You can agree on the equity stake, what percentage, how much percentage, but it always makes sense to undervalue your business a bit so that you can get a better deal. So that's a challenge for benchmarking. There are a couple of other ways of doing it. You can use live data. We have a couple of data scientists. They will show you how to use data to value your business, and this data is based on if you're already making sales, you have a couple of customers, and you can project those numbers to get a sense of how much revenue you can make, what kind of growth you can achieve, and using those numbers you can. It's a slightly better way, like for businesses that have already reached some levels of they have a certain number of customers. So that's a slightly better way, and investors value that a lot. Like if you have customers, investors will value your business a lot better than rather than just having a product that's ready to pick up.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's write a couple of pitches. So we have a volunteer here, and he'll talk about his business, and all of us will try to think about a pitch for him so that he can get money for his business.
Thanks, guys. So where should I start?
Or-
From opportunity or?
Okay, yeah. Let's start with the opportunity.
Okay. Well, I guess my opportunity was when I did some research. Actually, let me start with the blog.
Okay, start with the problem.
So, first of all, I like to travel myself. So I've been to a lot of places in China, some countries in Europe. So when I have some vacation or some free days, for example, I want to go to Italy, and I just have some vague idea. Okay, Italy and Rome is a good place to go, but where should I go? Something else, or in Rome, where should I go? What attractions? So I have to spend a lot of time doing some research to see, okay, what other peoples go, right? And maybe to review their documentations, for example, their itineraries or their reviews on some attractions. So it's really time consuming, and also I have to book an airplane, book the train, book the car rental, hotel, a lot of things, and try to find a minimum expense package that I can afford to. So to me, the problem is it's too much work to do if you just want to go somewhere maybe spend a week or two there. So then I found an opportunity. So I can do it like, by providing the travelers some service. We gather a lot of information online and we apply some machine learning algorithms to help them to find their perfect or customized attractions and itineraries. And when I did some research on like the competitors, at that time, about 2 years ago, I found some company in Europe that providing a very similar service, but the thing is they didn't use machine learning techniques. Instead, they're using travel agents. So behind their platform, there are hundreds, thousands of agents. So for example, if you want to go to Italy again, you have to contact them, and some of the agents will help you. And I found this way it's hard to scale up. You know, for example, this is all about the manpower, man hours. So if you just want to open a company of 10 people and you're sitting there, you know, doing some service for maybe 10,000 people out there, machine learning or algorithms is the way. Otherwise, you have to spend a lot of money hire those agents, right? So I think
So it's not only lengthy, but it's also it consumes a lot of more resources.
yeah, exactly. So not only human goes out of office or whatever, so many stuff.
Operation cost.
Yeah. So think about your own customer journey. Like if you want, I'm guessing everybody enjoys traveling, right? I mean, at least occasionally, and we like to go and see places. But the whole process of that, you know, the moment you start thinking, okay, I want to go somewhere, and then from that time to actually having a ticket in your hands, that is the customer journey we are talking about in this case. So that's the customer journey. It's tedious, it's lengthy, and it's unorganized. And like you said, there's a lot of people who are behind that process. And like as you go from one travel agent to another, they will recommend you different,
Place.
they'll try to make your itinerary, the travel.
The cost is different as well.
The cost is different as well.
Yeah.
So, and the main challenge is it's very lengthy, and there's a lot more people involved.
And the time,
Yeah.
return time is too
Yeah.
long because if you will have to wait other from another, and which one is cheaper?
Yeah.
But wait it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, and the solution is to do it on a platform. So the platform is pretty much you go online, and then you're going to input your, what you want to do, interest, maybe location.
Yeah, so the idea is to create a one-stop shop. So you go to the website, you tell us, okay, where do you want to go and how many days roughly do you want to spend, and what's your preference? For example, you want to see more about natural, you want to do a lot of outside, like outdoor sports, adventures, or you just want to stay in a hotel, relaxing, some spa or good food. So based on this information, we use some algorithms to recommend you attraction list.
Okay.
And you can select multiple attractions you want, and based on what you have chosen, we create an itinerary, a route for you. So the idea is to save your time doing some research, but also save you real travel time when you're actually in that place. So our route will guarantee that you spend minimum amount of time or close to minimum. And once you reach the place, it's always open. So now it's not like you want to go to, for example, Toronto Zoo, but once you reach there, oh, there's something, some event or whatever that the zoo is closed. So
Updated.
Is there also an option to choose the locations or the geographical how many miles from the airport or from the location, from the place you want.
Well,
let's say let's say I want to choose a hotel, and let's say I prefer 10 minutes from the airport or from my venue. You know what I mean? Do you have that too?
Yeah. So we have a map. So on our map, you can see all locations of the attractions.
Okay.
Also, we haven't done that yet, but we basically integrate Booking.com service. So ideally, you can also see the location of different hotels on that map. So you can decide, okay, this hotel is very close to Rome or Siena Tower or whatever, right?
I think the challenge there is the source of information, where you got it from, and how reliable it is.
Right, so
The
we
update.
use a lot of Google
Yeah.
and also multiple websites. We gather a lot of information.
It
So you're right, that the challenge is how would you gather
Yeah.
the information?
Unlike having like real people on that specific area and you're gonna like coordinate with them, they can really provide you like actual feedback, actual costs, right? But if you
Right.
do things on the internet, sometimes like people will just publish something and
Right.
the process
And
is
fake.
different and it's not gonna be as
Yes,
reliable.
it's a fake information, and because
Yeah.
they're not updated, something
Or-
that was
or it's
in,
not updated,
you know, information was 2 years back,
Yeah.
and you will go there, the building is already gone. So that is the challenge.
Let's
If we
also-
will rely it on Google or internet, if we are, let's say we will have
You
to
have to-
market
yeah.
from other far-flung places.
Yeah. So there's more business for me, right? Technical communication.
Well, I think even though you're dealing with or partnering with other travel agency, you cannot guarantee the information they provide is 100% accurate.
Exactly.
So we actually add some feedback system. So say if you go to our website and you see, okay, this information is not correct, you can always click on button and leave us some message and we will review it.
Do you also does the platform is designed to pull out most common, let's say the year 2017, something like that, because that is most reliable.
So there's two ways. There are two ways. One way is we have some updating system, like you said, and the other thing is we use some scoring system. For example, you go to TripAdvisor or Google, right? There's some scoring for based on some popularity or highest review score, something like that. And then we are keeping updating that as well as our algorithms to make it more relevant.
So here the idea is platform. So it's pretty much make the solution, the problem solving approach. Like instead of going to many different agents, doing your own search, you're pretty much go to one platform.
And one platform,
Right.
but the source is still different websites.
Yeah.
Or like Booking.com,
Yeah.
TripAdvisor,
Yes. Yeah.
and any other selling online,
Yeah.
platform
Yeah.
too. We
Yeah.
just integrate this
Right.
into his bucket,
Yeah.
and boom,
Yeah.
it's just displayed this way.
Yeah.
Which is, if the Booking.com collapse, you will be also collapse, and TripAdvisor is also collapse.
I think the travel industry, they have a couple of different platforms, and I mean the redundancy, it's kind of, all of them will not fail at the same time. Your prices may vary a bit if one collapses, but I think there are a couple of different platforms, and most agencies, they rely on information that's coming through that, the platform. It's not a platform as an online platform, but it's pretty much a system of all the stakeholders in that industry, and they rely on the data from that. They pull data from that system. So now the online medium, it has opened up that whole space to make it more efficient. So the process is going to be more efficient in the sense there is going to be the information, like you said, there are ways to make sure that the information is credible and reliable and up to date. So I think those aspects can be taken care of. That's also one reason why people should not be using. People will slowly move away from Google. That's for sure. I think because all the techies are building very good solutions, and and Google probably realizes that. So
Yeah, Google will be garbage
Yeah, useless.
Well, it's still a very useful.
Yes, still a very
And,
useful.
uh,
Because we don't have options.
Yeah.
We don't have options, right?
To be clear, I don't value my product or my platform, the integration of information. My selling point is actually the machine learning algorithms behind it. So, but in order to do that, you have to gather a lot of information, right? But those Google, TripAdvisor, Booking.com, they are all our tools. For example, if you said, okay, on Sunday, Booking.com collapse, I can just switch to another booking, hotel booking partner, right? It's very easy.
Okay, I think let's start. Let's try to write a pitch now. Now, you guys, I think you have a pretty good idea of what his business is
Yes.
doing. So they want to help people go places, discover places, without having the pain. The pain in that process is having to go to different agents at the time, and the whole process of actually finding. And some people may even get so exhausted by the whole process they may abandon that trip, right? So you only need to know where you want to go and what kind of fun you want to have. Let's say you want to go to Italy and you want to see what's a good place in Italy? I haven't never been to Italy.
Rome.
Yeah, Rome. The ancient.
Cathedral.
All those ancient
Cathedral.
structures. Yeah. So pretty much a consumer has to go onto their platform and just key in those keywords like Italy or maybe Rome, wants to see a certain type of architecture or certain era, learn about those kings of that time, and then the time frame of the journey, like this is the window when I want to go there. So I think these three are probably the main inputs, and the algorithm is going to pretty much churn all the data and find a whole list of things that you could do, and you can actually pick them depending on how long you want to stay. And so that's the solution. So how do we write a pitch for this in, let's say, less than maybe less than 100 words? So that's the first overview. What's your story? So what I'm thinking is, discover the world intuitively. I mean, it's a starting point. Let's build on this. Does it make sense? Sure. Discover the world intuitively. And we can add a couple of more words to make it more evident that customers, they don't suffer through the process of actually having to do all the research. So any ideas?
Is an ordinary person could understand intuitively,
Okay, that's a good point.
because we will not limit our market into high-tech people.
Okay.
Normally, the business logo or even this tagline must be natural language.
Yes. It's very, very easy to understand.
Yes.
Okay. How about travel smart?
Or I can like travel in a click, because I think he's looking to like how fast you can get the information by going through internet. So I don't know. Like through his.
But he said already, one-stop shop.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
He said
It's a very simple one.
Yeah. He said it's his heart. When I am listening to him, that's why I'm very particular in listening to every you deliver it, because I have to understand it in the way you say it. It's one stop.
Yeah.
See,
One
travel
stop.
in one stop.
Now,
Yes.
do you think one stop is a buzzword that has been used by other businesses?
Yeah.
It has been used a lot.
Yeah.
So do you
It's
think
a
you want to move away from buzzwords? Make your idea stand out a little bit?
I think we should focus on emphasize on the concept of customization.
Yeah, definitely customization. I think this gives me another idea. We could build a platform for writing pitches.
Yeah.
You put in your business idea and the platform will generate ideas for us with
That's a good idea.
machine learning.
Wow.
I can definitely help with the natural language processing.
Okay, you want to do this, you guys? You want to? This could be a venture. This could be our venture.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
And I want to propose very good one. which I don't know if you are interested, that all of us to participate in.
Okay, you will be the next volunteer.
No.
Let's finish this one.
No, it's just a venture after that. You will like it.
Okay, let's finish it. Yeah, he suggested customization.
Yeah.
And
And
so
like the idea of find your own tour guide.
Okay.
That is also a buzzword,
So-
customization,
in-
everywhere.
So what is the opportunity in his business idea?
The opportunity that you
We
mentioned.
can go one by one. What is the opportunity? Is it,
I think you wanted to say something about
Oh yeah, like he already mentioned, the opportunity that he already looked into is to not to get into all those hassle of like coordinating with everyone.
is it that the problem? That's a problem.
I think that's where he found the opportunity. Like he found the opportunity there for customers not to go through those hassles.
Well, yeah, I think problems and opportunities they're together, right? You find something, and okay, there's an opportunity for you.
Yeah, I'm going to speed things a little bit because we have time until 4. Like we have this place until 4. Now, one interesting way would be to find a name for the platform. So you can add that name. Let's say.
Oh, I already have a name.
You're not saying it. It's proprietary, is it?
No, it's just for you to brainstorm or
Brainstorm.
come up with your own idea.
Okay.
Tell your name.
Yeah, the name could be the starting point. Let's say Raj is a provider of technical communication services. So that same way, this platform makes your journey easier, shorter, smarter. Make your journey smart with, smart journey with, travel smart with Raj, something like that.
Travel easy
or-
with,
discover the world.
with Raj.
Yeah,
Travel easy with Raj.
Yeah, travel easy with Raj, or
Discover the world.
discover the world with Raj. Okay. Well, and we have to add the machine learning side of it to AI because I think it's one of the most important ingredients of the solution. So the smart side of it, we have to find a way to replace the smartness with AI or machine learning. So how do you suggest? What do you think?
Well, I use some words like smart, intelligent, but actually help customers to make their own machineries in a very efficient way. I think efficient, this word can reflect something. Why is it efficient? So we use some model like algorithms to recommend you like the chapters you are supposed to like or has high potential for you to pick, and also make the route for you to save your time. So there are some intelligence areas in this platform.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So tell us where you want to do, or tell us what you want to do, and let us do the rest. Now this us, we replace it with something with, instead of this, we have something that has AI in it. So the AI could be like, a name like Smart Alex, or, that's another way of, incorporating the AI part of it into the name. So a name can symbolize a lot of things, like, so Alex, or, some name that represents, machine smartness or artificial intelligence, and that's very well known in the culture. So that's one way of saying it. So tell us what you want to do, and let Raj help you, or build your itinerary, or build your travel plan smartly. Or since we have a very small time frame, we are not coming to an ideal pitch, but I think as you work on it, we will come to it pretty fast. Like, within a couple of days, you can pretty much find a very good pitch. So the idea you need to convey the idea, what you're doing differently, what's the value proposition, and how you're doing it. Okay. So does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, how about another volunteer?
Thank you, guys.